Hi everyone, it's your girl Liz Sims. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. You get to see me face camming. I'm so sorry. So for today's video is something that I've not done before. It's something that I'm incredibly excited, for you guys to see. It's something that is very impromptu that I didn't plan. I did have another build scheduled for today, but I think I'd rather post this one, so sorry about it. Okay, so I'm just gonna get into what today's video is. Basically, I have created 4 offices. I mean, to me, they're all different styles. I think they've all got their own little thing going on. I've given them, I've given them all their own little backstories, and let's get to it. There will be a little room tour, office tour of all of them at the end. I'll leave that below so you can just skip ahead. If you want to cut out all of this, that's fine. So to start off, we have this office. Now, I will confess that with this one, I did take inspiration from Pinterest. I'll put in a little photo of what I did somewhere around here. So this one is inspired from Pinterest. I can't take all of the credit, but I was just looking for a bit of inspiration to do a speed build. But then I saw this, and then I ended up doing a lot of different offices. You can see that I kind of stuck to the wood, the white, I really like that. To me, wood and white is a really amazing combination. I did change a few things. I added a mirror, I added a few bits that weren't originally in the photo. I added a plant because there was like a stand, but I don't have that stand and I don't want to waste time trying to find it, because if you're a custom content user, you know how long it takes for your game to start up if you have a lot of custom content. So I just changed it to a plan. Yeah, I mean, I like it. It's simple. I mean, it's not insanely minimalistic, but it is minimalistic. The shelves are a bit larger than in the photo, but I mean, they're still the same. It's still kind of true to the photo. And I'm just going to put this out there because I'm going to be talking about my inspirations and stuff for when I do room builds. Pinterest is honestly a big, amazing one to use. It's really great if you're kind of having like a writer's block for creating or building. It's really good for you just to search, I don't know, room, and it kind of like gives you different things, and you can either like do it from reference or you can take inspiration from it, which I like to do. And this is one of the things where I took inspiration from it. So yeah, I had to change a few things because some of the things I didn't have and some of the things I didn't like, and another reason why I didn't use that little stand thing is because I didn't like it personally, and I didn't like the photo that was above it. I did add my own little photos here. Yep, honestly, these are some of my favorite wall sets, and there's so many more that are like Picasso style, and I think they're perfect for kind of, for this kind of office or for this kind of build. They have some really nice ones. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of some of the ones they do. So let's just flip into build mode. So I often use like the color Picasso ones with the wood. They have these ones as well, which would be really, I think would be nice for like a nice modern black and white architecture kind of thing. This is the first one, which I love, but it just didn't really go with the build, so I did go with, oh, this one's a really nice one too, but I went with this one. So there are those. I really like them. I feel like they kind of added a nice little color addition to this office. And then also we have this cute little lamp, which I originally had the white lamp from the next office I'm going to show you, but then I saw this one and I was like, I'll just switch those out a bit. And then on the window, because it is quite a small window, I imagine this to be in quite a small compact apartment. So instead of adding curtains or anything, just some nice white blinds or shutters, whatever they are. So this is the outside window. Oh, there's my sim. I always have to create a random sim that can just go in there. So this is the window. So as you can see, it's very small, it's very compact, it's kind of, again, minimalistic, you know, it's there to do what it needs to do, which is to let light in and open it if you need fresh air. Yeah, so this is that one. Again, I think these doors are the ones I use most often. It's the graciously Georgian set, graciously Georgian door set. They do windows as well, which are also really nice. And these doors come in a variety of different colours, so I'm just going to show you. So they come in with all the wood colours, but I always really use white. And then they have like the different pastel colours. Well, some of them are pastel anyway. It's a good door set. I'll leave links down below, don't worry. And then, oh my goodness, it's a build and I added a different light. I'm shook. Another thing that I added was this little wooden stool here, and I did intend to add a little plant or something on there, but I didn't because I forgot. And then I have some little light switches because I do like to make my build kind of you know, that bit realistic, because you know, you're gonna have light switches, otherwise how are the lights supposed to come on? Even though you can't use them in the game, it's purely decor only. But when I don't like play with this custom content because my game would just crash immediately, so I can like do these things because it doesn't matter. So that's that first one. I will be leaving the links down below. You know, for the smaller items here, I might not be able to find the specific links, but for most of, like, you know, the desk, the chair, the rug, the door, the mirror, maybe some of the little bits, the shelving, the pictures, the lamp, I will get links for you guys. So that's that one. Yeah, that's office number 1. So let's go into office number 2. Now this is honestly one of my favourite offices that I've ever done in forever. And by the way, this is the white lamp that I switched out from the other place. So for this one, I don't know, like this one wasn't from reference at all. I didn't really take inspiration from another, you know, from another photo that I'd seen on Pinterest. This one just kind of came to me and I was just going along with it. But I think I knew right away that I wanted it to be very kind of classic, well, classy, classy. Someone who, you know, uses this office is quite wealthy, quite professional, and the same with the other one. I'd say it's very professional, but in a different kind of way. So the walls originally, I did do them grey, but that just didn't work for me. As you guys know, I love white walls. I think white walls are great because to me, like even in real life, white walls, they just give you that extra, I don't know what it gives you, but it's just like, you know, if all of your walls are white, then that is just kind of like your blank canvas to do whatever you want with it, because everything goes with white. So you can, it's much easier, I think, to color coordinate with white, because I feel like if you have like magnolia walls or grey walls, you have to kind of like stick with colors that really go, whereas with white it can just be like I'm so sorry, I had a Red Bull earlier because I don't know, I just did some of it like So speaking of this fireplace, the mirror above it is actually meant to be with the fireplaces. That's the kind of whole decor thing of it. But I thought I'd play around and I moved it to the top and I was like, does this look a bit too bulky, a bit too Ooh, pardon me. That's so gross. Yeah, I thought, you know, is it too bulky? But I kind of looked at it and I was like, I like it. So I stuck with it. I do like it. I will be leaving links down below because this fireplace is honestly gorgeous. I love like the marble kind of thing that it has going on. I think it honestly just speaks class to me. It just speaks class and wealth. And then of course we have the white lights, and I kept them symmetrical. I don't know if that's because I want the person who's gonna, you know, work in this office is kind of very neat, or if that's just me kind of, I didn't really know what to put there, so I was just like symmetrical, symmetry. I did add, obviously, because it's a wealthy person, so they're gonna want to look after their things, so I added a little safe in there. of course. And then we have our desk, which is where the magic happens. And I know what you're thinking, ugh, another iMac. I'm sorry, I love Apple. And I think they're very aesthetically pleasing as well, which is why you'll notice in quite a lot of my builds, if it involves a computer, it'll most likely be a MacBook or an iMac. I just think they look really nice. Sometimes I might use a Windows one, but it's very rare. So I can imagine the person who lives here would, you know, works here would be very professional. Everything, again, it's white, and I think I do need to push myself away from the white, but I think for this particular build it worked. I'm happy with it. It's one of my favorite offices out of them all that I've ever done. Yeah, I can imagine they're kind of like an editor or something. They've got a glass of, I actually wrote a glass of wine because it's just been a hard day at work, and they just need a bit of relief. Got a little tablet going on, and we have this little chair, which at first I was a bit kind of, this is like a bit too cheap. But then I switched out with a few of the white chairs, but I thought no, I like the shape of it. And this chair, if you want it guys, it's actually from IKEA. We had the exact same chair in our last apartment, but we sold it. I don't know why, because we still need to get a new one. But it's a really comfy chair, and it looks really good. And the desk also is from IKEA, but I don't think you can get the marble top from there. I think they just do wood ones. But I like it, it's a nice desk. And this little bit here as well with the drawers, we have this on our current desk, so it works. And then what else I added was, again, I kind of stuck with the symmetry with the windows and the plants. Ooh. And you know, I think these plants are kind of big and out there, but at the same time they're kind of like not subtle, but they're kind of like just simple but elegant. I think they work with the office, with the colors and everything. I love this door. This is another door that I use quite often. I can't remember who it's by. I think it's Mink or something, but I will leave the link down below for you guys. And then what I did was, because originally, I'm just going to go out this little cinematic mode. Originally I didn't have this little in bit there. Why am I out of breath? I'm not even doing anything. I didn't have like this little in bit. It was just a box, but then I really wanted to have these two chairs here to kind of have it like, you know, you're gonna have to, you know, she's an important person, and sometimes gonna have to have like meetings, and yeah, I just, you know, this kind of like gave it that bit more openness and not too closed in. And so that's that office. And one last thing are these little lampshades, these lights. I just like them. I mean, they're kind of modern, I'd say, and kind of industrial, I guess, but they're also incredibly tasteful, and I think they just add that nice little addition to this office. And I still have that subtle light also, because they have really great light. So yeah, that's that one. I didn't add a rug, you know, you might notice it is floorboards, but I tried looking at rugs, but I think it, you know, I was looking at them and it was just making it too crowded. And I mean, that seems odd to say because it's there's not a lot going on, it's very neat and tidy, but as far as the color and pattern goes, it just kind of, it looked like, it just didn't look good. So that was a no, I didn't add one of those. So that's that one, office number 2. Going on to office number 3, where are you at? There we go. This one, first of all, I just want to talk about these gorgeous door window things that I've got going on. This was actually inspired from The Great Gatsby 2012 with Leo DiCaprio. And in Daisy's, you know, in the Buchanan house, they have like, it's mainly in like the kind of loungy dining area, they have these gorgeous big door window things, and they have these really nice flowy curtains. So when I originally, because I placed these first and I wanted to go for a nice traditional, not classy, but classic as in like more decadent, I wanted to go for that kind of build, but I ended up going away from that. But I definitely wanted to keep the windows with the flowy curtains because I just think it kind of added that nice bit of like freshness to it. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but I just like what it brought to the build. As you can see, I just did not care at all that it just went straight through it because I thought the curtains overall looked good. Yeah, so in the end I decided to have this office kind of thing be for somebody who is a starting out fashion blogger or designer. They're rich, but they're not rich enough to have an apartment with a separated lounge and office. You know, sorry about it. So what I did was I did use this desk, and I really like this desk because I like the wood and how it goes with the glass. But the one thing that I don't like about it is the glitching. I don't know if you can see right now. Yeah, you can see. It's kind of got this thing here that's going on. Not a fan, but I like the desk, so I'm gonna have to suck it up. And then I wanted it to have a bit more colour into it, as the other one's kind of like, it's more like white wood. So I added a bit of pink to this one. So I got the nice pink two-piece, the pink chair. And then what I did was, so it wasn't just too white and pink, etc. I added, you know, the things like the black trim. So like these Vogue print picture frames. I don't know what else to say about this one. Again, I didn't really go from reference for anything. One thing, because I always get asked like about my inspiration and etc. and you know, whatever, and like tips and stuff for building. And one of the tips I have for when you are building is color coordination. I cannot stress it enough. I'm not, I mean, I guess without custom content because you still want it to look good, but as you guys know, a lot of the builds that I do with custom content. And I think that, you know, nothing is ever wrong because there's no right way to decorate, I guess. You know, at the end of the day, it's your personal preference. But I think you just have to know what colours work together and what colours don't. And I think sometimes, like another thing, clutter is nice, but you can do it in a way that looks good and it looks realistic, or you can just overdo it and it just looks too messy. I think that's definitely another one. But yeah, color coordination, be always aware of it. You don't want to use too many too many clashy colors. I guess if you're doing like a messy room, a messy apartment, whatever, then that's fine. But if you're, you know, you're wanting to do like a modern office, don't do too much. So like this one, again, white walls, I know, but again, it's a blank canvas and I really like that. I think in future builds I will try and get away from the white walls and try go with some like wallpaper or a different like neutral colour, but for now, for this video, it's white. So yeah, colour coordination. So I have the pink here, and then I have the black and the white, so these are the colours that I tried to stay around. So for the pink, I didn't want to overdo the pink, so I had like the main two-piece, the chair and the lamp to kind of have that pinkness in. And then I added some flowers with pink, and then on the coffee table here we have the MacBook and the Vogue that have that pinkness to it. So again, it's not too over the top, but you can like still see that it's there. And then with the, the same with the black, I didn't want it to be too much of pink and white, so I decided to add the, this, what are these called? Pin boards, clipboards, photo boards, whatever it is. They have a white option and I tried that, but then with the white walls it didn't stand out as much, so I thought, okay, I'm going to use the black items because I think it'll kind of work nicely for what I'm going for, which is kind of fashion blogger, designer kind of thing. Hence this big ass computer. Again, I used the Graciously Georgian doors, and again they come in all of the different colours. I believe these windows come in, like white, brown, black, and then instead of using like wood or carpeting, I went for the tiles, because I did kind of do the walls, windows and floors before I did the furnishing, and I really liked having a nice, I guess it's modern office like with the tiling. I think it looks nice. I like it. But if you don't like it, that's fine. We'll have our different tastes. Yeah. That's office number 3/lounge. But yeah, my main inspiration for the windows and curtains was The Great Gatsby 2012. The Buchanan residence. And then last but not least, lastly, we have this very tiny industrial office going towards a different career, which I'm going to say would be architecture. Originally I wanted to do like an artist's kind of loft thing like I've done previously, but just have it only office, not a bedroom. But then because I lost the custom content, I don't have that desk back yet, so you know, and that's something for another time. So I kind of went with this desk here because I think it kind of fit in with the industrial bricks and the floorboards. And so they've got like their little design going on there, which is super cool. And then what I did below was I had like these scrumpled up bits of paper, which I can imagine if you do something that field of work, that there's going to be times where you're doing like it's like in The Sims where you're doing a room or a house and it goes wrong, so you just scrap the whole thing. I can imagine that's what this person is doing, like they're trying to like design something but it's not going their way, so they've just kind of gone like whoosh, so they're on the floor. Another thing that you guys might know that I do with my builds is that I kind of try and make it that bit realistic, that bit lived in, hence the little scraps of paper on the floor, the coffee, the phone, the beers, the shoes. And can I just take a moment to say that the back of this chair looks like a plug hole? I don't know if that's intentional and that's part of the design, but that looks like a plug hole in a bath. But hey, I like the chair, it's nice. So on the desk, as I said, I've got like the coffee because this person I can imagine is working late or around the clock to get this design done. They've got the phone there, they've got a little magazine, a little pot of pencils and scissors. Quite a beer for one of those late nights. And then I added this in because this wall felt a bit bare to me. I don't really know what it is, but I kind of feel like I like the vibe I got from it for the architecture with the clipboard and the little pencils and stuff. Maybe it's like a little thing that the Sim designed, I don't know. And then what else I did was I added like these pipes because again it is industrial, so I think that is one of those little things that sometimes you just need to add to give it that extra bit of, okay, I know what the theme is, let's just do it. Ooh. I added a little guitar, and then another thing that I add that I don't have enough of is a plug with the wires. If you know, like I honestly search so many places for like plug sockets and wires and extension leads. I just don't have enough that I like to have my builds lived in and realistic. So if you know any good places, just let me know down below. Oh my god, I'm so tired. What else can we talk about this build? Oh, yeah, so I added like the little boots on the floor as well, because I guess if you're working long, you don't want to have your shoes on all the time, especially like boots. He's got his cute little industrial photos. Now one thing that I did stupidly was add a thermostat, and I forgot to add a radiator, but that's fine, I can add that in another time. So yeah, again, there's not a lot going on in this build, which I think sometimes is a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing because sometimes if you don't, I don't know, if it kind of looks like it's been half done, whereas this one I feel like if you add too much it might look a bit too much. But yeah, that's all 4 of the offices. I think that, so for these 3 offices that I did, you know, the last 3, I didn't take inspiration from a Pinterest reference, I just kind of went with whatever felt right. But one thing that I do sometimes is, you know, this is a tip for you guys, if you are looking to start out building or creating or whatever, or if you're already doing it and you're stuck in like this bit of a writer's creator block kind of thing, just literally Google what you kind of want to do, or just Google anything and then put Pinterest at the end, because you will get some really amazing inspiration. One of the nurseries that I did, which is actually my most popular at 15,000 views, I took inspiration from Pinterest for that one. I just typed in nursery ideas, and this singular nursery came up, and it wasn't, I made it for twins, but it wasn't originally, and I didn't do it from reference, but I took inspiration from the colouring because it was white walls, wood floors, and there was like plants and stuff in it, and it was very cutesy and like black and whitey. So I just was like, okay, I can run with that, and I just did what I had to do, and it worked out because it got a lot of views. Maybe the nursery one will be the next little showcase that I do. I don't know, you guys should leave your comments. You should leave like a little comment down below, like what showcase you would like to see me do. If you've got any questions about what I create, how I create, where I get my custom content from, which I feel like I should answer that now because I've had a lot of those questions. I go everywhere. The Sims resource is a really good place. That is the most, like, I think it is the legitimately virus-free risk place. There are a lot of ads. You can get an ad blocker, but I don't think that always works in your favour. Or you can just pay like £4 a month, and there's no ads, and you can download whatever you want, and it downloads straight away. You don't have to wait 10 seconds. Lana CC Finds is a good place to get custom content. And I think another one is just watching other creators' videos and like looking if they leave CC links. You find new custom content places to go from there, which I often do. So stay tuned, or go look at some of my videos where I have. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I might do a Q&A one time. I think when I get more questions asked about stuff. But yeah, I think that generally is really it. That really needs to be said about it, because there are so many places out there that I probably still haven't discovered custom content wise. But you know, I got time for that. So what do you guys think? Which is your favorite office? Is it office number 1? Office number 2? Office number 3, or the industrial office number 4? Let me down, don't let me down. You guys let me know down below which is your favorite one, what you liked about it and why, and which is your least favorite one. I would like to know what your least favorite one is as well, and if you have any constructive criticism, let me know, because I mean, at the end of the day, I'm only here to improve, so any feedback would be great. Thank you so much for watching. I can imagine this video is pretty long, so I do apologize. But yeah, bye. Oh, room tour is going to be next.